Hey there everyone, welcome back to another Game Vault video. As always, I'm Captain Beefy with the Game Vault. We're going to talk a little bit about Ark Survival Ascended today, so let's cue up the music and we'll get right into it. Alright, so we are just a couple of days away, presumably, for launching the Aberration DLC. Aberration was the third canon map released for Ark Survival Evolved. You had the island, which was the basic one. The first DLC was Scorched Earth, of course, which was on the desert biome, pretty much the whole map. And then you had Aberration, which was mostly completely underground, save for a couple surface areas that were mostly uninhabitable. You couldn't build up there. You can only be up there at nighttime. It was a very dangerous area, very brutal. And yeah, this was a turning point in Ark. This DLC gave us creatures and things that felt more technological than prehistoric, right? Whereas the island was pretty much prehistoric, save for the tech cave and the big obelisks and all that. Everything else was pretty straightforward. It was dinosaurs, right? Dinosaurs and prehistoric creatures and ancient creatures and all that kind of stuff. Whereas Scorched Earth then became a little different. You know, it gave us it was pretty much still ancient style stuff. You know, it did give us even the creatures were all pretty much ancient creatures or giant creatures and all that. We did get a manicore for a boss, which was kind of neat, you know, a mythical creature. But we got a dragon in the island too, so that wasn't that big of a deal. But the lore expanded on Scorched Earth and all that. Scorched Earth was always kind of an anomaly in Ark. It was the unfinished DLC for a long time. It didn't have a true ascension or anything like that. So it's cool to see that it got its glow up and it got its time to shine, and now there's a true ascension for it and all that, which is fantastic. Leads you right into Aberration. Aberration is an Ark that is messed up. It's mainly underground, like I said. There's a lot of creatures here that are there's a lot of prehistoric creatures still, but then there's weird creatures that just are different, like the Reapers. You know, the Reapers are horrifying. The Reapers are kind of inspired somewhat by the Xenomorph from the Alien movie franchise, in the way that you capture one and raise one up. I'm not going to put any spoilers in there for you. It's a unique method of taming and raising these creatures, and it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's pretty wild. It's kind of creepy too. And you got that. You got rock drakes, you know, which is cool. A lot of other interesting weird creatures on there with the roll rats and the ravagers, and you know, it went from like the ancient style of things, the prehistoric, to some sci-fi stuff. You know, this Ark is beautiful. It's probably my favorite design of all the Arks is Aberration. It's such eye candy to look at. I can't wait to see what it looks like with the new glow up that it got for Survival Ascended. And it's supposed to come out on the 4th of September. Are they keeping their promise? Well, let's look, see what's happening. So the Survivors, the countdown's almost over. Yay, on September 4th, dive into the new Aberration Ascended for Ark Survival Ascended and explore fresh challenges for those with Bob's Tall Tales. The Steampunk Ascent expansion is ready to take you even further into the unknown. Now, for those of you who don't know, Bob's Tall Tales is like a pack that you can buy. I think it's somewhere in the $20 to $30 range, and it gives you DLC for the first 3 canon maps. That's Scorched Earth, Aberration, and Extinction. For Scorched Earth, it was some cowboy-related stuff, skins and whatnot, but it also gave you a new creature, the Oasisaur. And continuing that trend, it gave you a new mode of transportation, a train, with train tracks, which was interesting. So these are things that not everybody has that plays, only if you got Bob's Tall Tales. So it does toe the line of pay to win for a lot of people, and it really upset a lot of fans. And I get it, you know, I definitely get it. That should not have been a thing, but it is, unfortunately. And you know, they sold it as a pack for these 3 expansions. I'm wondering what's going to happen with Genesis 1 and 2. Are they going to continue that trend? Is there going to be another Bob's Tall Tales or something similar to it to cover those two DLCs? Maybe. In addition to that, they gave us a new dinosaur on the center that was $5, the Pyromane, which is like, oof, that really rubbed a lot of people the wrong way too. And I get it. I 100% get it. But now we got Cosmo. He's the little jumping spider that you see here on the screen. That's the one that's the new pay-to-win creature. And the mode of transportation on this map is going to be an airship, a dirigible. Probably pretty small, I would think. Just by the nature of the design of Aberration, I can't imagine it being a huge thing because I don't know how you would get around in there. Even though it's a very vertical map with a lot of, you've got basically 3 major levels to it, not counting the outside. You've got the green zone, the blue zone, and then the purple zone or the red zone, whatever you want to call it. Each one of those zones, green, blue, and purple, goes deeper and deeper into the heart of the arc, the Aberrant Arc. And so, yeah, I can see getting around in there, but it's not, there's not like infinite airspace and all that. It's like not like flying around the island or the center or something, or even Scorched Earth, And Extinction would have better chance of flying around. And no, this is very compact, so it's got to be a compact thing. I'm going to be very interested to see what that looks like and how that turns out. We plan on, as a tribe, jumping right onto Aberration as soon as we can get our dirty little hands on it. I can get the map set up on the Trado and, the mods put in place and all that, test it out real quick, make sure all the rates are proper and it's good to go. So I'm hoping we'll have that ready for the Thursday night live stream next week on the 5th. But chances are that's not going to happen. I'll tell you why. So anyway, the launch date, they're sticking to it, the 4th of September. Now, I know how Wildcard operates, and that's going to be for PC. Will that be for PlayStation 5 and for Xbox Series X? I don't know. That's the question, And that's always where, I've been bitten enough by this company to go, well, yeah, it's coming out on the 4th. Now, there's always the other opportunity is to just, on the 3rd or on the 4th itself, be like, we're having some trouble with deploying. It's going to be the next day or 2 days later or something like that. So I have the 4th of September off. It's a Wednesday, and I'm actually thinking of switching the 4th for the 5th because I'd have a much better chance of playing this game on the 5th than I would on the 4th. I'll tell you that. Anyway, they're saying the time is later in the day, U.S. schedule, so that means it's going to be in the afternoon or evening, probably by California standards. I'm in Florida. I'm on the East Coast, so I lose a few more hours there. We'll have a more accurate time frame on release day. And the rates, they're going to be increasing the rates for the Aberration official servers to be equivalent to their 2x evolution events. So that's servers get increased, one-time servers to 2x, and non-one-time servers get a +2 increase in their rates. This will run for the first 2 weeks of Aberration's launch. Quick update on some different projects they've been working on. Now, they've been talking about the Unreal Engine 5.4. We got bad news on that one, and it's not entirely unexpected. It is disappointing, though. But first off, the AMD Fidelity FX frame interpolation. This is working on all platforms across all hardwares. So with the Aberration launch, players can expect to see an approximate 80% performance gain on consoles and PC, assuming they weren't already using frame generation. So that's interesting. We're going to see performance gain right off the bat from Aberration, which is good. I remember Aberration. Aberration was a resource-heavy game as far as when you're when you're running it. There's always so much going on. You're underground and all that. You've got these earthquakes. You've got the mist. You've got all these lights and these glowing mushrooms and all that kind of stuff. I remember every time I dove down the center of the Aberrant map on the back of a rock drake in hopes of getting to the bottom to go farm some black pearls or to go get some more rock drake eggs or whatever, I used to hold my breath and pray that it wouldn't crash on the way down there. That just something wouldn't happen that would crash my game on the way down there. It was always a crapshoot because it happened once in a while, and it was always a tragedy because you're heading straight down into this deadly stuff that you can't recover from, and that sucks. So it's going to be fun to see how Aberration works and how it performs and all that. I'm expecting it to be a big buggy mess right out of the gate, as it usually is for these releases. The island was a mess. Scorched Earth was horrible when it first released. If you guys took part in that when it first came out, the weather was atrocious. It was like a constant superheat to lightning storm to sandstorm to superheat to rains. I mean, just back-to-back weather constantly without any quote-unquote normal weather in between for the most part. It was insane. So I'll be interested in seeing this. But as far as the Unreal Engine 5.4, the upgrade work is mostly complete, they're saying. However, we're still putting it through our internal QA processes, as there are a lot of changes that we need to make sure are stable before we can release this out to the wild. We're currently targeting somewhere between October 15th and November 15th as the launch window for this update. So that means November 15th. So this is getting delayed by 2 months roughly. Now, it could be October 15th, but knowing Wildcard, when they release a window of time, they do that to give themselves, they're like, well, we could probably have this out by November 15th, but let's tell them between October 15th and November 15th, because there's a slight chance we can get it out a little bit earlier, and telling them October 15th isn't as bad. If they hear that, they're going to be looking for that. Yeah, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. We're savvy to you guys. But, so, what exactly is coming on September 4th? Aberration Ascended is more than just a map. It's a complex ecosystem filled with dangers and beauty. Its treacherous landscape of eerie caves and intricate biomes will be yours to explore. Additionally, the free community-voted creature, Yiling, will join your ranks. This agile, wall-climbing raptor, brings a deadly edge to your survival strategy with its razor-sharp quills and ability to adapt to many situations. So this is the community-voted creature for Aberration. Pretty cool looking. It looks like an oversized raptor that was bred with a Gigantoraptor, maybe. Just kind of like a big feathery creature, but it looks like it's climbing walls and all that. And I know one of the abilities it has, I think it's... depends on what you feed it or something like that, that will give the quills... It can shoot quills, apparently. Kind of like the Thorny Dragon, I guess. Feather quills or whatever. And I think there's ways to change the effect of these things, like give them some kind of ability to them. I don't know if it's torpor-inducing, fire damage, ice damage, whatever, but there are ways to alter that depending on... there's some kind of mechanic to it. So I'm going to be interested in seeing that creature in action and seeing what that's all about. As well as Cosmo. Cosmo looks cool. Cosmo's a little jumping spider that he's the equivalent of a shoulder pet, but he sits on your arm. I imagine if you've got him equipped, you won't be able to have a shoulder pet. So gone will be the days of running around with a light pet constantly in Aberration. You may find opportunities for you to actually use this guy instead. And he works as a web slinger. He's going to be like, you're going to be like Spider-Man in Aberration, which is a really interesting thing and a cool mechanic and all that. And yeah, pay to win, definitely. That's going to give people an insane advantage in PvP. If you got a tribe that nobody has that versus a tribe where the guys have that, they're going to be able to come at you from angles you're not expecting, and it's going to be insane. So, especially because there's no flyers, right? And you compound that with the fact that you get a dirigible in there, an airship. There's another flying thing that, again, pay to win. Pisses a lot of people off, For me, I play on a private server. I play PvE. It doesn't directly impact me, but that does not change the fact that I hear the community when they say they don't like that, and I understand why 100%. I back them fully. I get it. I fully get it. So anyway, Bob's Tall Tales will expand once more with Steampunk Ascent, an expansion that takes you beyond the underground chaos of Aberration and into a world where gears, cogs, and steam power reign supreme. The paid expansion is free for all current Bob's Tall Tale owners, offering an exhilarating mix of innovation and adventure. Meet Cosmo, the web-slinging shoulder pet, with a knack for getting you out of tight spots, and partner up with Survivor Mate. Oh yeah, this is the guy they talked about last week, the robot. Your indispensable automaton companion as you traverse the mechanical marvel of Steampunk Ascent. I guess he's going to hang out at your base and do stuff. Maybe he'll water your crops. Maybe he'll put fertilizer in them. Maybe I don't know what he'll do. Maybe he'll put your metal ingots into a box. Who knows? Kind of cool. That's a QOL type thing, and I dig it. I have a lot of, we will be running our normal mods on there, like B+ structures and AA and all that. But they do a lot of the automation of these things, so it's kind of cool to see it in the actual base game. But again, that's part of Bob's Tall Tale, so not everybody's going to have that. But it does take away that some, from my understanding of what it's going to do, it has the potential to take away some of the tedium of spending time at your base doing things that are not that interesting and more tedious, like, oh, I got to go and make sure that every plant, every crop has plenty of fertilizer in it. I have to do this. I have to make sure there's food in the troughs for everybody. Well, if you have something that can automate that, it makes life so much easier. And it gives you more time to do the fun stuff like hunt high-level creatures, do your breeding, explore caves, go get artifacts, fight bosses, all that fun stuff. Anyway, it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to Aberration. It always was one of my favorite maps now. Live ops updates, the center rat holes. These coordinates correspond to several rat holes on the center map that will be fixed in the with the launch of Aberration. And here they are. So I remember Teach Games 2 or whatever. He got permanently banned for living in a rat hole on the center. And, it looked like he was in an area that they considered it meshing what he was doing, which really sucks for him. I like him. He's a great content creator, and he doesn't strike me as the type that would cheat, But, technically, whatever it is, That's all I can say about it. They need to fix those kind of things because he wasn't meshing from the way he explained it and the way I looked at it. It was like that's not meshing. He's not doing it on purpose. He's just happened to find a cool little rat hole that also in one part of it turned into an area that looked like it was meshed. And yeah, instead of a warning or anything like that, they just permanently banned him from everything. So that really sucks. Anyway, Conquest servers are coming out, Season 2. Snail Games are excited to announce Season 2. Starting September 6th, 24 servers will be launched on Friday the 6th. Tribe limit is set to 25, with Tribe Alliances allowed. Limited tech enabled, that's structures and a tech rifle. No cave building or rat holes, 0.5. Mating interval, 5 times XP, harvesting, taming, and breeding, imprint, maturation, hat gestation. Additional servers will be announced at launch. Maps include the center of the island, Scorched Earth, and Aberration, so it's going to cover all the different maps. So that's kind of cool. I like these different ways for people to play, which is kind of neat. And they do have a Conquest Discord that you can go to. I will link to this down below if you want to check it all out yourself. Bonus rates for the official network are here, August 30th to September 3rd. PvP and PvE, 2 times harvesting, taming, experience, and breeding. Small tribes, 4.5, and 4 times on the breeding. Archpocalypse, 5 times everything, And this weekend, the official network will be receiving bonus rates until Tuesday, September 3rd. So, happy Labor Day, everyone. 2 times harvesting, taming on PvP, PvE, 4.5, and then 5. And then we got the community corner here, and they do some, cool videos and all that. This is Syntax, my hero, I'll be honest. I loved his work for years now. I've been a fan of his work for years. Loved his videos. He's great. He's engaging and all that. One of my favorite YouTubers out there. Definitely my favorite ARC YouTuber. I dig Axeman and Jim Bob, the guys he plays with a lot. They're a lot of fun together and all that. But I think as far as engaging content goes, this guy takes the cake. He's got it down. So definitely check out this video. Because it's quite funny, and it does show how tricky this little sumbitch can be when you try to tame him. Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Are we going to see Aberration on the 4th for everybody, all at the same time? My money's on no. And I'm not being a party poop or anything like that. I'm just being straight up honest, intellectually honest there. I think no. I think it will come out for PC. It'll come out on Steam. It'll come out late. It'll be delayed a few times, and it might be 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It might be 2 in the morning, somewhere around there before it even comes out. Then you got to have Nitrado work with it and get it all set up and all that, which seems to take even longer. Will it come out for Xbox and PlayStation? I don't think so. I think we're going to see a delay, at least until Friday, if not the following week. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I hope I'm wrong. But based off prior experience with these guys, with Wildcard and how they do things and how they communicate, unless they specifically say, this is going to be for this, and this on this date, you can't trust them. That's right from the start with releasing of Ark Survival Ascended. We thought that it was going to be out for everybody. They had to have it out for everybody. That's the way they said it, and it only came out for PC, and everybody lost their minds. So You know, once bitten, twice shy. So I've lowered my expectations dealing with these guys, and if they surprise me and it comes out on Wednesday, bully for them, fantastic. But I still think Thursday would be the smarter choice for taking a day off, just because, you know, it definitely won't be out till late in the day, and why bother, you know? I'd rather just say, okay, it's finally released, and when it comes out, set my server up and all that, and get it up and running, and then put it to rest, and then the next day get it together with the guys and launch our live stream right there on Aberration and have a good old time from there. So, yeah, that's that. So anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments. And that whole thing with the Unreal Engine, very disappointing, but it looks like we're going to get a performance bonus coming up here, you know, boost or something like that. So that's good. Disappointed we're going to have to wait a month or two for Engine 5.4, but it is what it is right now. I'd rather they wait, get it done right, and send out a stable product than just screw around, throw it out there, and then fix it on the fly afterward while everybody's screaming. Anyway, don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell for notifications. I will see you guys next time. Until then, peace.